From Isaac's attic in the heart of Minneapolis, the National Broadcasting Company presents Late Night with Isaac Kimmel. Tonight's guests are Jacob Benbow, Brian Quinn, executive producer Lori Keekley, and featuring the legendary Kimmel crew.
The media uses framing to create an altered sense of reality that manipulates the way the audience thinks. But what exactly is framing? Let's head to the streets to find out.
Do you think the media frames its headlines?
Nah, I think it's bullshit. I think that it's all and I think that, they're trying to, they're trying to
You know what framing is?
Like with pictures and
Yeah. No. No, not like that. Like in the media.
wonder what it is.
Well, let's find out. Professor at Stanford University, Dr. Jacob Benbow. Hello, Dr. Benbow. You got some supplies there, huh? Yeah. So, what have you been up to?
Well, recently I've been doing a lot of research on framing.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, tell us about it.
Alright, let's get started.
Oh,
Alright, so.
you got makers, yeah.
Yeah, framing is, it's all around us and inevitable. It's unavoidable.
Unavoidable?
Yeah.
How so?
Alright, so first let's start with biology, okay? We think through framing, and let me give you some examples of that.
Some examples? Okay, yeah, sure.
Alright, so have you heard the term warm person? Like,
Oh, like warm,
person.
like a cold person, warm person. Yeah,
Right,
sure,
right,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, warm person creates a frame as someone who is, really nice and loving, alright?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. And then cold person is like, oh, like I don't like them, they're cold. Sure.
Alright, so the theory is that as a baby we hear these words and feel, we feel the warmth of our mother.
Oh, sure. Like actually right next to you. Like the actual one. Yeah, sure.
Alright, so this is framing through metaphor or association, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah,
while we grow up, we experience hundreds of these over and over.
Hundreds, okay.
Hundreds,
yeah,
okay. Over and over, and this is actually builds physical connections in our brains, okay?
Physical connection.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, sure.
So yeah, this was discovered through Irving Goffman, actually an associate of mine.
An associate? So you met him?
Yeah, I worked with him.
Cool guy?
I don't like him.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
So, alright, Goffman saw frames as either, primary frameworks, which is a product of a larger culture or transformation.
Primary frameworks?
Yes.
Alright, okay.
So, yep, product of a larger culture or transformation, alright, and these fabricated views, so they're intentionally fabricated views by individuals, alright?
Got you, yeah.
Are you with me?
Okay,
Are you with me?
Okay,
Are you with me? Alright.
I'm sorry,
Alright.
yeah.
Alright, so, this is where the problem arises, alright?
Well, what's the problem?
Alright, the media uses this transformation form of framing to deceive the audience,
Oh, deception.
Yep, deceiving the audience's view, alright. So, Goffman, through his research, he actually saw 7 different techniques used to frame.
7?
7.
Do you have those techniques, or?
I do.
Okay.
Alright, so the number 1 technique is metaphor. comparison through words, right?
So that's like the warm one?
Correct. Yep,
It's like
that's
association
right.
kind
Yep.
of too.
Alright,
Yeah.
alright. So number 2 is stories.
Stories? Okay.
Yep, which is a narrative in like, a really vivid or memorable way. Alright?
I got you.
Alright.
Like, okay, yeah. Okay.
Alright. So and then three is tradition. Making something that is like mundane more significance through tradition.
Okay.
You got that? Alright.
Like Black Friday or something like that.
Exactly, alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Slogan is our 4th one, and it's, it's something, it might be a catchy phrase or something that makes something more memorable.
Oh.
You got that?
Yeah.
Are you with me?
I'm with you,
Alright, man. Alright. So, artifact. Artifact is our next framing technique. Alright, so this is when a symbol holds like a more, holds more meaning than the object itself.
Oh, okay.
It's
So, like,
deeper meaning kind of thing.
Like a McDonald's logo, maybe? Something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Alright. Contrast. So this describes objects in terms of what it is not.
What is
Alright.
okay. I got you.
Pretty simple. Alright. And then our final framing technique is spin, and this creates a more positive or a more negative judgment, or positive or negative connotation around something.
Okay. Alright. So which one would you say is the most like prominent in the media? 'Cause that's the
spin.
problem, right?
Yes.
Right.
Spin is used very commonly through the media. It's seen every single day. I see it every single day. We all see it every single day.
Alright.
It's all around us.
Okay. Do you have any examples maybe of spin or some kind of media?
Yes, actually.
Oh, you do?
Alright, so, yeah. These are, oh my goodness. Alright, so these are, and I just wanted to point out, framing in a frame. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, so these are 2 different articles from 2 different sources.
What are the sources?
Alright, so this one comes from CNN, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, let me guess. Fox.
You are correct.
Oh.
Alright. But seriously, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
Alright.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so this is about John Kelly, Chief of Staff.
Oh.
Are you familiar with John
that
Kelly?
happened today, right? Yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
on
this
CNN.
just happened.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you CNN.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the consequences of reading from a biased source? Alright, let's move on. Okay, so CNN and Fox. Alright, so this is about John Kelly, Chief of Staff, as I stated. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
So this is about alright, so CNN says he's soon expected to resign, and he is no longer on speaking terms with Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, and then a different article about covering the same story says, John Kelly, quote, I have absolutely nothing to even consider resigning over.
Oh.
Alright?
Well, that's completely different.
It doesn't even sound like the same story, does
No,
it?
I wouldn't. Yeah, the
No.
only thing that's
Alright.
similar is Kelly. Yeah.
I know. But it's covering the same story.
Oh.
And that is
That's
because
crazy.
it's from 2 different sources.
Alright, so what is the connotation with each one? How would you say that, like, CNN frames it and Fox frames it?
Excellent question. Alright, so Kelly expected to resign soon, and when it says he is no longer on speaking terms, this gives a very, negative connotation,
Oh, yeah.
surrounding the whole
Yeah,
story.
Of course.
When it says he's no longer on speaking terms, very negative, alright? And then, this one, I have absolutely nothing even to consider resigning over. They make it sound like, he's perfectly fine with his job, he's not even considering resignation, so it's much more of a positive connotation. You got that?
So, yeah, back to the 7 different forms.
Right.
Last week on our episode, we talked about, like, glittering generalities and, what
Oh,
was that
yeah,
called again?
propaganda techniques.
Would you say framing is, like, deeply associated with these propaganda techniques?
Yes, in fact they are. They're actually, there's many propaganda techniques used in these very articles,
I see. So it all kind of connects.
It
basically.
ties together,
What
yes.
we're learning, it all is connected.
That is correct.
All right. Well, do you have any other, maybe could we get someone from the audience?
Oh, yeah. Let's get some more of the audience.
Yeah.
All right.
So, do your thing. You said you had something planned with the audience.
Oh, well, yes. In fact,
Should we pick one of the members?
yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Doctor, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Sorry about that, folks. We're back. The whole point of Dr. Bembo scuffing his shoe there. Can you explain it, Dr. Bembo?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Well, I'm a little bit shook, but
Okay.
I think I'll be fine.
All right.
All right. So the whole point of that is, so we're gonna show how two different, news sources can frame something like that.
Oh, that incident that just happened.
Correct.
But we weren't. Alright. Okay. So on the screen right now, you'll see two different news sources that we make. They're fake, but this is just an example, kind of exaggerated, but an example of how two different news sources could frame the story of what just happened. So story one, it's framed as it's the Asian man's fault, because usually these headlines, they often have stereotypes, and they're usually racially prejudiced towards a certain group of minority usually. They blame the Asian for freaking out and attacking the Professor Yu.
Yes.
And the other example, you see the headline is the professor stomps on man's shoe. And obviously we didn't expect him to freak out, but that's just how it goes. That's an example of the two. Well, Dr. Bembo, it's been a pleasure interviewing with you. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. I'm sorry for that.
I'm okay.
It won't happen next time.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. Have fun, Dr. Bembo. Was that okay?
Our final example of framing is our own show. As technology advances and the bridge between news and entertainment narrows, people are now more than ever getting their news from untraditional forms of broadcasting. One of the most popular is the late-night talk show. We followed Goffman's framing techniques while making this video to satirically present how most of these talk shows frame their information. We followed tradition to make our mundane intro hold cultural significance. Almost every late-night show uses an intro montage where they show off the city in which that show takes place. This technique instantly gives us credibility and draws the audience in, creating bias towards our show and ideas. If everyone does it, and it is done over and over again, it must be significant. As for the character of Dr. Jacob Benbow, we used artifact to persuade the audience into thinking what he says is true. Jake is dressed in formal clothes with a bow tie and glasses. These items, or artifacts, are closely associated with intelligence and reliability. These pieces of clothing are objects that hold more meaning than the object itself. We have now seen how framing is used on news channels, newspapers, and late-night TV shows, but there are hundreds more examples that we see every day. Framing is unavoidable, but if we acknowledge and understand it, we can deal with the problems it causes.